Hello. Oh my gosh. Post holiday Thanksgiving in America, stuffness, greetings to you on this Training Tuesday. I am Suzanne Castle. Welcome, welcome. We're going to spend about 10 minutes or so living our best life, leading with intention. And where are you watching from? Let me know if you're here live or hashtag replay. Welcome, welcome. If you give StreamYard permission, then I'll be able to see your face when you make a comment, and I'll be looking at those along the way. I'm glad that you're here. I hope that you got a few days to maybe breathe and live in intention, find some joy. Let me tell you what happened to me. So I began to do some shopping for Christmas. Most of the time, I shop very local, very small, usually, or artists on Etsy or that kind of thing. I don't really like all the big box things, only because I try to support other people. Like I want to be supported too, and I've been running different promotions for my own business, for courses and things like that. You can always let me know below if you're interested in anything like that, or head over to SuzanneCastle.com. But I am watching people have meltdowns. The lines are very long. Parking is difficult. Even going to the grocery store, there are people that just their fuse has exploded. Right? Are you noticing that? Like, let me know in the comments if you're noticing some kind of short fuse dynamics going on. And that's what I thought would be interested in kind of talking about today, about what we can do, because I like to live with happiness and joyfulness, and to try to, in the best way possible, live a life that is stress less than it needs to be. And life stressors and issues certainly come to the forefront during the holidays. And when that happens, I feel like there's all this triggering development of impatience and intolerance in almost anyone or anything. You can watch it devolve on social media. You can even watch it on the news networks. The rise of violence goes up. Definitely physical assaults and abuse rise during the holidays. So if you found that you're becoming more impatient with those that are around you, it is a lot to do with holiday stress. So let me ask you a question. Would you consider yourself as someone that has a short fuse? I mean, let me know. Obviously, I'm a redhead, so people think that we run hot, which I do, and I can tend sometimes to get upset over the slightest little things because I think it's going to go a certain way and then it doesn't. And sometimes I just need to be like a volcano and erupt, and then I'm fine. But that isn't always the best way that you want to show up for your friends and for your loved ones, and definitely for your clients. So if you answered yes to someone that seems to be impatient, or that you're finding intolerance, your intolerance level is rising a little bit, or that maybe you're getting upset over the slightest little things, then today's Training Tuesday is for you, because we're going to work on identifying some techniques to tackle our dispositions to impatience. And there's definitely nothing good that can come out of giving off that negative energy. As you know, if you follow me at all, I'm all about positivity and how starting here and starting here can change your whole life. So here's kind of a starting point, and some tips that I've put together. They're on a sticky note in front of me if my eyes go a little crazy, to give you a jump start in effectively dealing with your short fuse. So the first thing that I would say is identify the source. Identify the source. So one of the crucial elements in developing a plan to tackle impatience and intolerance is to identify just what gets you in that state. Right? Because once you've been able to pinpoint that, then you can begin to tackle the things or the people or the situation that you found yourselves in. So the first thing is really, why does it make you impatient? Right? Really dig down deep. Like, why are you feeling that way? Why are you intolerant in such an instance? Do you need to eat? Right? Are you super tired? Right? Hi, Bert. Glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. And I find that when you don't have enough sleep and you definitely aren't eating correct, then your frustration level just rises. Right? Maybe ask yourself, is there an alternate response that you could give as opposed to impatience or tolerance? And honestly, I think it's important to recognize that and say, I didn't react in the way I wanted to. Let's start over and just reset, and ask that person to help you reset as well. And could the outcome be more positive if you avoid that source altogether? Sometimes it's, for me, I like Costco. Anybody here a Costco shopper? And I know that going to Costco on the weekends really amps up my stress and anxiety level. So I don't go on the weekends. I figure out a different time to go. That's one of those things. I am more positive if I don't go on the weekends. Right. And so I just know that about myself. So I structure it about that. It's a kind of a silly little example, but you can see how that can play out. The second tip I have for you is to be conscious of your responses and your reactions. This is perhaps one of the most important steps, I think, to correcting how you deal with issues that cause you to lose patience. So the more often that you stop, that you acknowledge, like I just said, your flare up, the sooner you're going to be able to grab hold of it before things get out of hand, right? So one way to do this is to count to 10. Every response doesn't need an immediate response, right? Every single thing to immediately take action, right? So count to 10. As simple as this sounds, and as simple as it seems, it's definitely very effective. So counting to 10 gives you the opportunity to rethink your response. What you'll find is that giving yourself a chance to cool down slows the heart rate, allows oxygen to get in the brain, so that you can respond in a way that I think helps a favorable outcome for everyone, for all the parties that are involved. And then I think it's important in these times to recognize the impact on you that blowing up has. So a firm bit of advice would be to stop and consider how your actions and your reactions are affecting you. Impatience and intolerance often lead to issues with health, like high blood pressure, anxiety meds, right? So becoming conscious of what you could be doing to your own body, I know has helped me fight that urge to respond negatively and say, I want to be as healthy as I can here. So what is a healthful, health forward response? Sometimes that helps this from bleh at everything. And recognize that same impact that you have on others. So while you're the impact on you, you also have the impact on others. So apart from creating a stressful scenario for others that could possibly lead to health complications, have you ever thought about the emotional effects? Right? I was in a meeting not too long ago where someone really responded in an unhelpful way, and what blew up, and it was pretty ugly. And the effect on everyone in the room totally changed, right? And the impatience, the intolerance, I think led to like degrading comments, humiliating statements, and that really can affect your relationship ongoing. So I don't want to be that person, right? But you also want to give grace to those people that are doing that. Realize that there's a lot of pressure happening. So spend some time contemplating the possible effects that your actions have on others. Okay. And ask those around you how they feel when you display impatience and intolerance. You might be surprised. Like, oh, we just know you run hot. So we just let it go. Or, yeah, it's made me feel yucky. It's really good to do some internal work during this season so that you can show up in the way that you want to for yourself and for others. And I really find that meditation or prayer, whatever works for you, really leads to a newfound calmness that could impact how you respond to the actions of others or challenges that typically cause you to lose patience. So, introducing a practice to your daily routine, I know has positive effects. I use essential oils with different kind of scents that really anchor me to the season, how I want to be. I have a breathing thing that I do. You've heard me before say I have alarms that go off on my phone that remind me to do a stacked breathing technique. It has changed my life. And I really think it has made me a more patient person. And I could still be working on that, but I'm looking for positive movement every day, right? So maybe you want to listen to daily inspirational recordings that help you meditate during the course of your day, or you want to engage in deep prayer or calmness, or maybe you're going to take a walk at a certain time every day and not have something that you're listening to, but you're just noticing nature around you. Maybe you want to introduce soothing melodies or songs to your work and your home environment that change the mood in the air, and subsequently that will impact you in a positive way. So instinctively, you'll want to display the negative responses that you're accustomed to displaying because it's much easier than trying to contain them and trying to work through them. It's certainly an easier road to walk on to just react all the time, but it's certainly not the most positive or the most beneficial road. And I want you to give a gift to yourself and the others that you walk with every day by working on this small aspect. Okay. So this week, may I invite you to breathe deeper, to look within, to find that urge, and sincerely think about your desire to change how you will respond to things that normally irritate you, and focus on the tips I just gave you. Allow yourself to learn a more positive approach one day at a time. I know that you will be so glad that you did. Thank you for spending a few moments with me on this Training Tuesday. I'm Suzanne Castle. I'll see you next Tuesday. Have a wonderful, grace-filled day.